Hi everybody and welcome back to Lost Genre Reddit Stories. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user OKBison9975. I don't want my sister's boyfriend to propose on my wedding day. But everyone is against me and my mom said I was ungrateful because my parents are paying for the wedding. The wedding is on Saturday and they just told me this last Monday. This was going to be a part of his speech. I said no. So my mom suggested that instead of me tossing the bouquet, I would go and give it to her like on TikTok and he would propose. I said no. My mom got angry when I still said please no. She said this suggestion would be at the end of my party anyway and wouldn't steal from my party. I am not good at writing these things, so I am sorry if I'm leaving out plenty, but I can't stop crying. Am I the a-hole? Sometimes I feel that I am, sometimes I feel I am not. No, OP, you are most definitely not the a-hole. What the hell is wrong with your mom, your sister, and her boyfriend? This absolutely sucks, and it's not right. Just because he's paying for it doesn't mean she gets to do this. They knew they were being devious, they knew they were being a-holes, or else they wouldn't have told you 6 days before the wedding. Now, of course, you would have the option to cancel the wedding, but 6 days before, there's a lot of people that probably already have booked hotel rooms or plane tickets, have made plans to assist your wedding, not your sister's engagement party, and it'd be rude to them to just cancel it, right? Now, the other way that you could go about it is just do something really petty at your wedding to crap it up for them. Something like at the beginning of the reception, you grab the mic and you say, alright, so we're gonna have fun, we're gonna drink, we're gonna dance, my sister's boyfriend is going to propose because my mom pushed for it, and we're still gonna have fun. But I think that would also just make it awkward for the guests. And what is your judgment? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's check out the community comments. Church of Dan says, not the a-hole. It's incredibly selfish of your mother and sister's boyfriend to hijack the one day where you're the star and push all the attention to someone else. It's your day. You get this one. He can propose at the next morning brunch if he likes. Pale Wishbone 5635 says, get your husband to say in his speech how pleased he is that his beautiful wife is getting her special day, and anyone planning on spoiling that by announcing babies, proposing, or even just football results can leave now. Then he will look like an a-hole if he does it. Also, make sure the bouquet goes anywhere but to your sister. And prime the DJ to switch the mic off if he tries. You need to fight fire with fire. Also, kick them out if they do, have security ready. And a username that looks like a license plate says, get in first, announce it on their behalf. Hey everyone, my sister's boyfriend is too cheap to pay for an engagement party, so here he is to pop the question. Additional information from OP's comments. First of all, I didn't let them buy my special day, and I'm astonished at the amount of people who think that because they are paying, then they could set the rules. Does that apply to any kind of gift or just my wedding? Very weird mentality, to be honest. If I gifted someone a dress, it would never even cross my mind that I am the one to decide how and when and where the dress should be worn. What am I missing here in my logic? Nothing. I have always known she is the favorite, but now they aren't even denying it. I have never had a birthday of my own growing up. My sister would also get cake, candles, and gifts. Then people refused to buy gifts for both, so my parents divided the gifts between us. When I was 12, my aunt was very angry that they gave her gift to my sister instead of me. So next birthday, they hid all the gifts from other people and gave them to me after the party without my sister's knowledge. When I said no to the proposal before my mom dismissed my no, my sister's boyfriend said, lol, okay, weird. I thought you would be happy for us. She loves you very much, you know. Then I asked my mom why they would even think my sister wants to be proposed to like that, and she said that she has shown and hinted to her boyfriend that she would love that because everyone would witness it. Anyway, my fiance is reading the comments now. He suggested we put a proposal booth next to the photo booth. We had a good laugh at some of the petty suggestions. God, I love petty tea. Well, the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole, and they've given many suggestions as to how she could handle this whole situation in a very petty way. I do like that second commenter's idea though. And we also know from the additional context that the mom, the sister, and the boyfriend are absolutely and complete a-holes. So now, let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. My husband and I read all the comments to my post, and I want to thank you for your indignation on our behalf. Then, my husband said that this probably would be the reaction everywhere, not only on my post. So, we decided that letting them embarrass themselves was the best punishment. We decided, well, F it. I am marrying my best friend, nothing else matters. So, I ignored my family for the rest of that week, up until my wedding day, and I was busy anyway. I saw them first at my wedding. My mother made her speech, then she asked my, I guess, future brother-in-law now, to join her. He proposed and literally 2 or 3 people clapped beside my mother, sister, and her now fiancé. The rest looked like the meme girl, side-eyeing Chloe. So my husband was right. After the awkwardness, the rest of the evening was amazing. I spent it with my husband and close friends. My sister, fiancé, and mom sat sulking for the rest of the night because I don't think anyone went to congratulate them. My mom sent me a text later asking if I sabotaged the proposal. I didn't answer because, leave me alone, I am on my honeymoon. I don't want drama, but also, I don't care what she believes. I will not explain myself. It is not my problem how little self-awareness they have that they don't even understand that what they did was actually frowned upon by normal people. Thank you. Willoughby, good for you. You didn't have to do absolutely anything to show them up. And that message from your mom, did you sabotage my hijacking of your wedding? What the F, man? Yeah, your mom's an absolute idiot. So on that note, here's wishing you the best in the future. Take care and thanks for sharing. Now let's move on to the next post that also has an update. This post is from the subreddit True Off My Chest, and it's by user NetCuriosity. Guilted into contributing to a family member's wedding, and I feel upset. So basically, as the title says, I'm being guilted to help pay for a family member's wedding, and I can't help but feel upset. My family is of the mindset that family helps family, and although objectively I have a better paying job so I seem better off, I also have more financial obligations. Student loans, car, home, miscellaneous expenses for other family members. I recently got a promotion and I thought if I saved frugally, I could pay off my student loans this year and have some nice savings in the next year or so for a new home as my family is growing. Then, out of the blue, we have a family member getting married, and although I am happy for them, my mom told me she already made a promise that I will help financially. I have already provided $10,000 and I will be expected to provide more soon. I feel upset and I feel like trash. I know this makes me seem like a doormat, and I promise I usually am not like this. But what else can I do when I get told they don't have anyone else to go to besides me, and that finally things are looking up for them and things will get better, and that our family finally has some good news to be happy about? I know I could have pushed back and said no, but I would have felt bad about it, and I would have not felt happy that my one decision led to more problems for more people. I tried placating myself that it's okay, they are family and I love them and they'll pay me back, so it's okay. But I can't stop feeling that because someone else wants to do things beyond their means, I have to be financially liable for their decisions. I was finally on my way to financial freedom and now I have to start again from zero. And the costs for the wedding that I have to bear are not going to end here, which makes me even more upset. So I just wanted to get this off my chest since I can't really tell anyone else about it without being seen as a prick or something. No, OP, this is absolutely wrong and it shouldn't be happening. You should be able to say no. The fact is that you are absolutely right. Because someone else wants to live beyond their means doesn't mean that you are financially liable for their decisions because you are doing better off. And it's not like you're a millionaire either that you can just spare this money because your mom decided you would have to do it. Honestly, OP, you need to find a way to put a stop to this because it's not gonna end here. I mean, you're already expected to give them more money to pay for whatever else they come up with for their wedding, but it's not gonna be the only family member coming to ask you for something. Sure, there is nothing wrong about helping family when you can and when you want to, but you shouldn't be guilted, obligated, or being committed to do it by your idiot mom. And what do you guys think about OP's situation? What would you do if you were in her shoes? Let me know in the comments section, and now let's move on to the community comments to see what they said. No Narwhal 9465 says, you shouldn't start something you aren't going to continue doing. Guess what? You are now the person to bankroll everyone else's wedding. You need to start placing the boundary. No more money is coming. That is it. Otherwise, they will keep on coming with their hands out. You may ruffle feathers because of this, but they aren't entitled to your money. Always Be Batman says, how does your family know you have that kind of money? If they can't afford the wedding, they need to cut things out to meet their budget. And Dopey responds, my parents know about my promotion, and although they don't know exactly how much money I have, they are known to make assumptions, and if I ever tell them that I don't have that kind of money, they start questioning me and make a lot of assumptions and guilt me by saying things like, I thought we could depend on you, and so on. I 100% agree that they need to cut things to meet their budget, but what concerns I have voiced fall on deaf ears. It's the whole family weddings are just like this debacle. And Tengo Calor, yo también, says, I don't even want to pay for a wedding for myself. No way in hell I'd pay for someone else's. I'm sorry, but you're a dummy for letting your family walk all over you. And I'm telling you this as someone who belongs to a culture where family is a big thing and we're expected to help each other. A wedding is a stupid thing to spend money on if you can't pay for it yourself. If your mom promised someone money, she can pay for it out of her pocket. If they can't understand why it's wrong, then I would unfamily them. So the community agrees that it shouldn't be OP the one bankrolling this whole thing, and if she doesn't put a stop to it now, people are gonna keep expecting OP to pay for whatever it is they want. So now, let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. A few other things happened between my original post and now, and I went low contact with my parents and no contact with my cousin and the rest of the family. I tried to explain to them why I can't keep funding the wedding and other major milestones, and they would not understand. This was just the tip of the iceberg for me, and I didn't realize it fully until I started talking. I ended up talking about how they made me feel over the years, how they essentially bullied me over my weight and looks from a young age. A 10-year-old does not need to be told that she needs to be skinny because guys like skinny women, and if I'm not skinny, I won't find a guy to marry me. Mind you, sure I was a bit chubby, but still pretty normal for a 10-year-old. Cue the nearly 20 years of eating disorders. I told them how they never celebrated my accomplishments like they did for my siblings or other cousins, how they put so many restrictions on me from a young age but my siblings and cousins could do whatever they wanted, etc. The more I talked about it, the more I realized that they can't take advantage of me, my money and time and energy when it's convenient for them, and they won't even reciprocate it with basic understanding. I was done with the BS about family and culture and whatnot. So yeah, I ended up blocking my extended family, going low contact with my parents, and my parents are in charge of collecting the money from the relatives and paying it back to me. Well, OP, look at you. Look at that shiny spine just bursting through. Good for you. You finally got the strength to tell him to F off and stand up for yourself. Hopefully this is a turning point in your life and you can start being a lot more assertive with what you want. So on that note, here's wishing you the best in the future, OP. Take care and thank you for sharing. And now let's move on to the next post that also has an update but a small warning. There is mention of sibling abuse, just to let you know. This post is from the subreddit Am I the A-hole and it's by user LiveBowl4920. Am I the a-hole for not donating to my sister's GoFundMe? I am 34 female and my sister is 53 female. We have never had a good relationship. All I can remember from about the ages of 3 to 21, she was mean to me. She even burnt my arm with an iron as a 5-year-old and I still have the scar. Then my mom tells the story that my sister babysat me at 2 years old and fed me raw chicken, and I was so sick for about 2 weeks. Honestly, Big Sister has always been a bitch and I have no idea why. There are 4 boys in between us. She is the eldest and I am the youngest. So now, let's get into it. My sister had her boobs done at 27 years old by some rich guy she was dating, and now she wants to remove them. She is not with that guy anymore, and she has a GoFundMe for the operation. She was quoted around $13,000 in California. She sent me the link this morning and asked me to donate. She also asked my husband to ask his family to donate. My husband and I are well off. We live comfortably and have great careers. We worked so hard for the life we have now, and I love it. His parents are also well off. But no, I am not going to show them my sister's GoFundMe. And I told her that I was sorry, but that I was not going to be donating. We have a brother whom she always helps out financially, but he never gives anything in return. I told her to go ask him. And I wish her well in her GoFundMe and operation journey. So, am I the a-hole, y'all? I'm sorry, OP. Your idiot sister fed you raw chicken when you were 2 years old? That could have been a lot worse than just a few weeks of being sick. And then she burnt your arm with an iron? What the hell is wrong with her? And she expects you to pitch in to help her pay for something that she's now regretting? Because let's face it, she was 27 years old when she made this decision. So it is absolutely on her. So, no, OP, you are not the a-hole. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section, and now let's check out the community comments. Trail Sia says, not the a-hole. Find a real charity if you want to give money away. This is one of the dumbest causes I have ever seen. She chose to have that job done. Also, she's a bitch, so no. 5 Foot Lily says, your 21-year-old sister fed you raw chicken when you were 2, and then your 24-year-old sister burned you with an iron when you were 5? How has she made it to 53 without being charged with multiple felonies? I hope she had some work done on her head before she did the boobs. And Trickster Gods says, quote, sorry, busy saving up for surgery to reduce the scar you gave me, end quote. This is the way. So the community agrees that OP is not the a-hole and that she shouldn't be funding anything and the sister can F off really. So now let's move on to the update to see how this story ends. She showed me the quote her surgeon gave her yesterday. He said $13,000 to remove. I told her keep looking for cheaper options. She is a single 53-year-old lady who regrets her decision at 27. But she has the audacity to make a GoFundMe for some dumb crap like this, lol. Anyway, she called me an a-hole for not passing the GoFundMe link to my in-laws. Her audacity is unbelievable. I can't imagine if the roles were reversed, she would call me crazy or ridiculous. I don't hate her, but as she has never helped me with anything, I don't feel the need to donate. Sorry, sis. Well, OP, you did the right thing and your sister was just being ridiculous. I think it's called the consequences of your actions. Anyways, thanks for sharing, OP, and take care. So now let's finish the video with the final update to the story that I shared with you guys on Tuesday. The one about the OP that was going to cancel the wedding if his fiancée kept pushing for him to invite his estranged family. So after my sister left, I told my fiancée I loved her, but I didn't trust her currently, that I felt she took my sister's side instead of mine. So I continued to sleep on the couch for a couple of nights. She was walking on eggshells around me and I hated it, but I also just wasn't ready to forgive her. Then Friday night, after I hung out with friends, I came home and crashed on the couch. We had had an innocuous conversation, but she did ask me to come to bed, and I told her I just wasn't ready. I woke up to pee at like 3 a.m. and she was sleeping on the floor next to me. I don't know why exactly, but it touched me deeply and I cried a little bit. It meant so much to know that she wanted to be near me even when I was being unloving. It really turned the tide. I woke up a few hours later and she was making me breakfast. A surprise, as Saturday is usually my big breakfast making day. We sat down to eat and she was keeping the conversation light, still on eggshells. But I decided to tell her a story from my childhood. I told her how Dale used to make breakfast for the family but never included me. I was older, so I slept in, and when I got up, there was rarely any breakfast left. And if there was, it was in the fridge and no one would eat with me. I told her how much Saturday brunch with us meant to me and how I hadn't really ever talked about it and that wasn't fair to her. She looked at me with tears in her eyes. She apologized again, but I told her I didn't need it, that I forgave her, and while I still want to do couples therapy because I think it'll help me express my family issues with her in a healthy way, I'm ready to send out the save the dates. I then asked her to massage my back because the couch was a nightmare to sleep on and she knew I was serious. I don't love people touching me except my fiancé, and I had really not allowed it since the original incident. I know most of you did not want me to forgive my fiance, but I love her and she loves me. She made a huge mistake, but she's never experienced anything like what I went through, and she showed remorse. As for my sister, my mom reached out via a phone number that I didn't recognize and told me I should forgive my sister. I told her to screw off, and she just confirmed my sister really had never had a relationship with me at all, because if she knew me, she would know that contact with my mom would only make the situation worse. I then blocked the number. This happened Thursday evening. She tried to come by Saturday, but my fiance and I were out. She left a note apologizing and saying she did not ask mom to contact me and she's sorry she did that. My fiance wants nothing to do with my sister anymore, but left the decision up to me. I told her that she was my family, so if she didn't want her there, she wouldn't be there. A little jab for sure, but she took it well and said she didn't want her there. We have been getting back to normal. It will still take time, and I think I may try individual therapy because as I was thinking about all the incidents, I'm not sure the family situation is worse than even I have acknowledged, and it might be time to really deal with it. The save the dates were sent out yesterday and everything is still on. I'm not sure I'll update again, but thank you all for letting me process and vent. Well, OP, I think this is a positive and happy update for you and your fiance. You are going to do the marriage counsel for the better of both of you, and you're going to seek individual therapy to really deal with the trauma that you went through as a child. So on that note, here's wishing you both the best in the future, OP. Thanks so much for sharing and take care. And that's it for today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. Now, if you've gotten to this point in the video, I assume that you like these stories that I'm reading out. So here are a couple more that you might enjoy. And if you don't have any time to watch another story right now, save it for later. And also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button.